These are 5 players that I believe will bounce back in 2025 after disappointing 2024 seasons, starting off with Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers. It was obviously a large step back for Semien in 2024 after 3 consecutive elite seasons prior, as he was never able to truly find his footing during the year. His 23 homers, 74 RBIs, and .237 batting average are respectable, but they weren't what many people expected them to be. However, when taking a closer look at the underlying metrics, everything under the hood looks similar to prior seasons, signaling a strong chance at a bounce back for Semien in 2025. His average exit velocity and barrel percentage numbers remain almost identical to his productive 2023 campaign, and his plate discipline looks like it remained intact. With a healthy Corey Seager and an evolving sophomore in Wyatt Langford, Semien is in a positive position to bounce back to numbers of his previous years. Something along the lines of 25 to 30 homers, 110 runs, and an average hovering around 260 is about what I'm expecting for Semien in 2025. Moving on to my second bounce back candidate, I'm going with Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays. 2024 represented Bichette's worst season of his career by a considerable margin, both in terms of his health and on-field production. He only started 81 games and only had a staggering 4 homers and 29 runs. His .225 average and .277 on-base percentage just go one step further in reflecting how much of a disaster his year really was. It was simply just a strange season for Bichette overall, as he dealt with forearm, calf, and finger injuries that stunted his momentum every single time he was reinserted into the lineup. I'm honestly inclined to just write off his 2024 season as being impacted by injuries that completely affected his performance. This is a talented guy that's still just 26 years old and has shown nothing but consistency since entering the majors in 2019. Entering a contract year this season, I'm expecting Bichette to come out of the gate extra motivated and with a chip on his shoulder. Expect Bichette to get back to his elite 300 average while also providing strong counting stats in what should be a better lineup this year. Heading over to my next bounce back player, I have Ryan Mountcastle of the Baltimore Orioles. With all of the all-star power surrounding the Orioles in recent years, including Corbin Burnes and Gunnar Henderson, a player such as Mountcastle has gone completely under the radar at times. At the same time, though, it also becomes less noticeable when they do have a down year, and I think that this is a prime example of just that. Now, Mountcastle wasn't bad by any means, as he still posted a .271 average last year, but his power production, which included only 13 homers and 63 RBIs, really dropped off compared to his previous seasons. After all, this is the guy that hit 33 homers in 2021 and has hit over 18 in every other full season. Now, my explanation as of why this happened was in part due to the Orioles pushing the left field wall back a considerable amount. In 2025, though, this will actually be changed since the Orioles are bringing in the fences by more than 10 feet. Since Mountcastle is indeed a lefty bat, this could be the difference of at least an extra 5 homers over the course of the season. I'm expecting Mountcastle to get back on track as a result, potentially reaching 30 homers once again. Next up is the recently acquired Astro Isaac Paredes, who also makes my bounce back list for 2025. Paredes has become a more well-known name around the league recently, as he's performed fairly well in back-to-back seasons, but his 2024 campaign was still relatively underwhelming compared to his 2023. Paredes is coming off a year in which he hit for a .238 average with 19 homers, but that was a sizable drop from hitting .250 with 31 homers the year prior. The one interesting part of Paredes is that his quality of contact is actually really poor, but he's able to make the most of it due to his pull-heavy approach, while also combining that with an ideal launch angle that maximizes his swing. That should play up even more in Houston, where he should feast by aiming for the short Crawford boxes in left field. Surrounded by even more talent in Houston compared to Detroit, I wouldn't at all be surprised if Paredes tops his 2023 campaign and has a career year. And finally, the last player making my 2025 bounce back list is the only pitcher, Nick Lodolo of the Cincinnati Reds. Lodolo has surely had an interesting career up until this point, showing signs of pure dominance at times, but then immediately struggling to stay healthy. This was even more apparent just last season, where he had a really solid 3.33 ERA with 81 strikeouts in 78 innings. He then proceeded to get injured, and when he returned, he posted a disastrous 7.78 ERA in 37 innings. These numbers combined to form a season-long 4.76 ERA that I'm really confident Lodolo will improve upon this upcoming season. Lodolo is equipped with a plus-plus slider that complements his strong command. The pair allows him to produce strong strikeout totals when both are clicking at once. His home park may indeed hold him back from producing elite ERA numbers, but they should still present a valuable SP2. Still just 27 years of age, I'm expecting Lodolo to put his name back on the map and have a really strong campaign as one of my favorite bounce back candidates currently. And that concludes my bounce back list for this upcoming 2025 Major League season. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next one.